Hello everybody and welcome to a new video with Jill and Rami of Twin Flame Healers.
Hi everybody.
We're very glad to be here with you today. We are going to be talking about twin flames and advanced souls out of the waiting room. So this is a topic that we've been percolating for a while, so we're very excited to be here and sharing this with you today. So we're going to talk about what does that mean to be out of the waiting room? What does it mean to be in the waiting room, and how can you get yourself out? So we'll be covering a variety of aspects, assessing where you are in that process, what could potentially be blocking you, and we're going to be doing some healing for all of you. So we're excited to dive in. We're going to start with the clearing of energies, and then we'll jump into the topic.
Okay, so let's start with an overall general clearing. So let's ask for Krishna, Durga, Arcturians and their guides, Ashtar Command, Intergalactic Committee, Anunnaki, shields, fractals and spine devices transform. Implants, first layer of the aura and beyond clear. Demonic, satanic, luciferic, source of all evil and other dark energies. Clear with the help of Krishna, Kali, the masters of the rays, and Christ energy. And let's ask to clear curses in relation to Earth and other locations. Let's ask to repair your galactic cord and your grounding cord, protect them, and protect your field. So high beings all around you, rose pink in the first layer of your aura, and blue dome of protection. Let's ask to upgrade all your chakras, spinning the right way, aligned and balanced. And Archangel of Iwamas, open up your Sushumna, Nadis, Ida, Pingala, and your meridians.
Okay. All right, so this is a topic that is one of the things that I'm most excited about in the universe, because my life changed so dramatically when I got out of the waiting room, hugely. And this was before I met Rami. So who we're talking to today is everyone watching this, whether you're a twin flame or not. So we are going to be talking about twin flames, but Rami and I both did this process before we connected in the physical. So this is pre-twin flame what we're talking about, as well as while you're on the journey. So the heart of this to us is healing and mission. And a lot of our work is focused on healing. We're going to be focusing in the near future here on mission. And so we've really been percolating in these energies for a while. So what is mission? A lot of people think mission is some big, heavy, weighty thing, like being a missionary or whatever. But we see mission as quite simply becoming who you really are, your divine self, your divine nature, and streaming that out into the world in your own unique way to bless the world with your gifts. Our perspective is all advanced souls, all twin flames have a mission, that we came to Earth not just for ourselves or to experience the Earth experience, but because we want to help, we want to serve, we want to awaken and illuminate this planet. And there's a lot of twin flames and advanced souls here doing that. So think of we're placed all over the planet. There's this huge network. Now, what we're seeing a lot, because we work with you most days of the week, what we see is a lot of twin flames and advanced souls hanging out in what we call the waiting room. So not activating your mission, not going out into the world in whatever way is your soul purpose, your divine purpose, but hanging back and waiting and playing small. And we're going to talk about the various reasons for that, and the various ways that you can assess yourself and clear these blockages.
Okay, so think in terms of there's three different types of blocks basically. So some of them are external. So there's dark energies and there's other people that are blocking you. So for example, you're in a relationship and your partner, your spouse doesn't want to help you or is actively blocking you. Or other people undermining your confidence. No, don't be crazy. Don't go do that kind of mission. Are you nuts? This is big thinking. You're just a regular little fella. I mean, just hang out with us, have another beer. right? So there's that kind of stuff, as well as curses and entities and so forth that we cleared at the beginning. And then there's the inner stuff, like the perceptual level, so how we see things, the emotional level, so our feelings, some unhealed wounds and so on. And there's a level of action as well. So we can have absolutely wonderful ideas, great, terrific perspective and so forth, but maybe tomorrow, right? mañana. So in terms of outside attacks, I don't know if I need to say much more about this. There's a variety of energies that we've experienced that can really block us. So think in terms of curses from previous lifetimes, curses at the ancestral level, right? So for example, your family went through massive experiences. So for example, the Holocaust in Germany and the Second World War, or your family went through some major difficulties a few hundred years ago and lost everything and so on. And they were zapped by some other people, by some energies. So, and other types of external difficulties include like extraterrestrials really wanting to block advanced souls. This is a regular, typical thing, and most healers and people don't talk about this, but it's an absolutely crucial thing. We have to clear for that every day, a number of times a day. Otherwise, we just get blocked. So that's essential. And we talk about that in some of our other videos and so on, as well as in our webinars. So you can catch more on that in other places. So now let's talk about the internal stuff. So I'll start by talking about some of the wounding that we experience. So think in terms of my self-esteem is really low, right? So I don't cut it, I'm too small, I'm unworthy, I don't have anything to offer, you know, that kind of stuff. So we're living in our personality and our wounded inner child, and that blocks us from moving forward. So fear of being judged by other people, and just little, you go like this, right? Small, and hide. So having experienced past failures, for example, I tried before. I really tried, really hard. I even had a plan. I wrote it all down. I asked one bank to lend me some money. They said no, so I gave up. Or I tried. I lost my shirt, and now forget about it. And now I'm gonna rest, take it easy. The rest of my life, I'm gonna get a little job over there where it's nice and secure, and don't bite me. So learned helplessness is another aspect where we've learned over time. For some of us, we've tried all kinds of different things, literally. And we've been knocked off our horse many times, this lifetime as well as other lifetimes. So for a lot of advanced souls, if you actually try and take steps, you're more likely to be attacked than if you sit in the bleachers, take it easy, and come up with all kinds of wonderful reasons why you can't. Why should the dark energies be busy attacking you if you're totally undermining yourself? It's not necessary, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of clearing regarding that stuff. So let's ask for Lords of Crime, Archangel Michael, to clear the energies in relation to what I just said, those various issues. So Kuan Yin, clearing for your inner child, childhood wounding. So think of your inner child as being in your belly, the lower 3 chakras. This is very nurturing and healing energy. So just allow that to go in. Let's do a little clearing at the perceptual level. Lords of Karma, Archangel Michael, clear the mind grid level. To clear your mind of belief. And imagine you're connected with levels, areas where there's particular level of negative stinking thinking, if you will, of negative thinking. Living in this soup. Let's clear the energy in your where you live as well, and where you work. There can be a bunch of entrapped energy there, for lower energies. Lords of Karma, Archangel Michael, clear that stuff. Imagine you have chains holding you down from previous lifetimes. Lords of Karma, Archangel Michael, clear. Imagine there's a dark cloud over your head from difficulties you've gone through. So for example, having been abused as a child, being called names over and over, having been bullied, and so on. So part of you is collapsed, and imagine part of this, imagine that there's a dark cloud over your head. That's in the third layer of your aura, the mental layer of your aura. Lords of Karma, Archangel Michael, clear that. And there's an aspect of that at the inner child level. So Kuan Yin into your belly again, in terms of wounding. Those of you who've gone through fairly sizable difficulties in childhood or other lifetimes, you may need to do some clearing before you're fully ready to go on mission. You may need to do some more healing. So, and there may be parts of you that are blocking you clearing at a really deep level, because parts of you feel unworthy, distrust of God, distrust of yourself, have nothing to offer, over and over. So, yeah, there's a bunch of different things that we offer in our videos and webinars regarding clearing all of those things so you can move forward powerfully.
Yeah, so healing and mission are very, very intertwined. So, so let's talk about different aspects of mission. So again, it's just simply streaming divinity through you, and mission is the active part. It's streaming that out through you into the world. So it's really pretty simple, and you've heard the phrase probably from Joseph Campbell, follow your bliss. Mission is supposed to make you happy. It's not supposed to drag you down and feel onerous. Like for Ramian and I, we're happiest when we're on mission. We just are. We love it. We love what we do. And there's a saying, make your vacation your vocation. And even though what we do has a lot of challenges, we connect in with all kinds of energies. We have to deal with attacks. We have to deal with all kinds of 3D obstacles. But as we clear and proceed and go up and up and up and out and out and out, life gets better and better and better. And that can be true for all of you, because we went through quite significant, both of us, childhood difficulty, sexual abuse, both of us, neglect on Rami's part, abandonment on my part. I mean, we went through what a lot of advanced souls work through. So we're living examples that you guys can do this. And again, we did it before we even connected this lifetime. So this has nothing to do with your twin flame, this part of it. You can do this. So what do I want to say about this? There's so much to say. All right, so let's talk about different levels. Some of you don't have a clue what your mission is. So I would do it, but I don't know. So I'll talk a little bit about that. That's one reason we start our sessions with an Akashic record reading. That's one reason I learned how to do Akashic record reading, because I wanted to connect people with their soul. Think of that's at the heart of mission. Connecting with your soul, your higher, wiser, large self. That's what healing does too. It clears away the obstructions so you can feel and be who you really are and then express it. That's the whole gig in our perspective. Then when you add your twin flame, we'll be talking about that later, but that's at the individual level, the process really. So to find out your mission, you can get an Akashic record reading from somebody. There's tons and tons of resources out there. A great resource is Martha Beck, Follow Your North Star. I think Follow Your Own North Star. She's really, really good in terms of finding mission. Just ask. I mean, ask. Show me what my mission is. As Rami says, guide me, O my Lord. So whatever words work for you, ask and it is given. Ask to be shown what is my mission. And some people will get kind of a grand plan and some won't. All you need to really know is the next step. And then you take steps toward that, you clear the blockages, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. Some of you know what your mission is, but you're not there's so many blocks in the way, you can't even think what's the first step. So clearly, you need to do clearing and healing. So childhood wound clearing is essential. Also past life clearing is essential, because all advanced souls, I don't think we've ever seen an exception to this, have past lives where they've been on mission and whammo, gotten their arses roasted in a variety of ways. So we have to clear that too. Clearing past lives is really crucial. You can also have vows at the soul level. Like, for example, you were a monk and you took a vow of obedience or chastity or poverty, and that's getting in your way. So see, for us, this is fascinating stuff. It's really interesting. And we have lots of resources to help you do all of this. We're just giving you an overview now to light a fire, hopefully, so you can say, yes, I want to get out of the waiting room. Some of you have taken steps toward your mission, but you're getting blocked further along the line. For example, you rented an office space and you've got a beautiful website and no one's showing up. So then there are blocks at that level to clear. So as Rami said, there can be blocks at the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. Sometimes people can have physical issues go on too, so you need to do some mind-body healing. So it's really important to assess for yourself, where am I? Do I have no clue? Okay, if I have no clue, I need to get a clue. Why am I here? Why am I here? Because living in the waiting room feels awful. It feels awful. Before I got out of my waiting room, I was depressed, I had an eating disorder, I just felt like life was meaningless. That is no way to live, and you don't have to live like that. We really don't want you to suffer and sit around. And plus, then the world loses out. There are people waiting for you and your gifts. We know that for sure. Somebody told me that once, and it just is so true. Found it to be so true that there are people waiting for you, for your gifts. So we're here to help you get out of the waiting room.
So let's look a little bit at the mental level now. We have all kinds of absolutely wonderful, wonderful reasons why we shouldn't do nothing, right? Don't do nothing, don't do nothing. So it's dangerous. Dangerous, nobody's going to be interested, blah, 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 blah. So we have these fears of being rejected, these fears we're going to flop, right, etc. So then since we're really clever, we come up with wonderful reasons why we shouldn't do these things. So then we avoid failure. So it's not practical, right? So we have these fears hiding under a veil of practicality, the illusions of practicality. It doesn't make sense for me to go take a chance and give up my job that I hate so much, but at least it gives me security, right? It's a total distrust of you, distrust in the universe, right? Distrust in your gifts. Yeah, so it's crucial stuff. So I have nothing to offer. I have nothing to offer. I've tried and nobody will listen to me. I just small. I try talking with my small voice, feeling unworthy. Look at me, look at how my posture and I go smaller, right? So so that's one. Holding on to security, holding on to the job, holding on to relationships that don't work for you. Thinking, okay, well, I'm getting 10%, 15, 20% of my needs met. That's as good as it gets. Mm-hmm. This is what my parents did, well, that's what I'm going to do the same. So, and here you are, advanced souls, and trying to be muggles, like in Harry Potter, right? Here you are, magicians, maguses, and you're just trying to be regular and normal. It really doesn't work well. So tons of very advanced souls do that. So thinking small in terms of I got a great idea for mission. I'm gonna open up a place where I'll just borrow a bit, $20,000, and I can start a place for people to store their stuff, for example, or other really small things that keep you out of the traffic, keep you out of taking risks, it's safe. And a lot of these things for who you are fairly pointless. Mm-hmm. That part of the gig is not for you to be hiding in the closet and not offering much of anything. That's not your essence. So part of it is another aspect is thinking that I really know what my mission is, but being delusional. So there's some people, for example, that they say, I really want to be a millionaire. I want to be so rich. I want to have furs. I want to have all these wonderful things. And then after that, after I make my first maybe few million, then after that I'll help out. But let me focus on me first, right? So so that kind of thing, where the universe says, oh, bucko, so you just want to focus on yourself, eh? Okay, bucko, watch this, right? So that's part of it. Or I really want to go on my mission, I really know what it is, and I'm going to wait for all this money to come in first, and I'll just do it. One of the things that happened to me, that dear old universe, and it's kind of connected to it, that I love so much, at least some of the time, is they worked me over and over and over. I had a hard time paying my rent for, I don't know how long, 10, 15 years. Every single month, they very, very purposely took me close to the edge. So I went into these fears and worry, and I can't do anything, and I can't take that webinar over there, and I can't blah, blah, blah. So I specialized in I can't, right? So they're a total delusion. After a while, I said, okay, I'm sick and tired of this. I want to go to India. Or after the earthquake in Haiti, I want to go help out over there, or etc. And then what the universe did is they said, okay, fine, here's the money for it. And then next month they took me back to tight in terms of paying my rent and so forth, over and over and over. I was sick of it. So after a while I said, I'm really, really smart. It only took me 10, 15 years of this every month. I said, okay, that's enough. I'm going to do what feels right for me. I'm going to get guided by the universe. And if I don't get guided, I'm going to serve, even if I end up homeless and living under a tree, I'm just doing it. So this is before I met Jill. Both Jill and I went through issues where we had to face this thing of were you going to be on mission regardless? Mm-hmm. And we both said yes. Mm-hmm. And after we both said yes, then our union happened. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who are twin flames and you want to wait until the other guy shows up, or money shows up, or blah, 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 forget it. Dance with the universe more and more fully, and then go from there.
So let's talk about power, because we find this is incredibly crucial in terms of mission. So there was an exercise that one of my teachers did at a retreat, and she had this chair set up with flowers and candles, and there was beautiful music playing, and one by one we would go and sit in the chair, and she said, this is the throne of your life. Take your seat on your throne. Feel that right now. Imagine your chair is the throne of your life. Sit in that. Feel that. I'll do a little clearing right now. Let's clear for those of you, Archangel Michael, Lords of Karma, let's clear past life vows for everyone of obedience and giving your power over to anything outside of yourself. You sit in your throne. As Rami said, it's you and the divine, you and the universe, you and spirit. That's who belongs in your throne. Now just scan what or who is in your throne with you. Is your mom still sitting there? Just imagine, just let images or words come to you. Who am I letting sit on my throne with me? So if you're ready, let's ask for the high beings to come and gently and firmly remove anyone who doesn't belong or anything who doesn't belong on your throne. Manjushri, Archangel Michael. And let's connect them in with their own divine energy, their own divine source. Let's get their own thrones set up, and let's get them on their own thrones as well. One of the biggest things that can stop us is giving our power away, giving our energy away, letting others plug into us, ride on our shoulders. As Rami said, if we wait for anything out there to change, anything, the economy, our twin flame, our parents, whatever, who's president, if we wait for any of that, we are giving our power away. Take your power back. Sit on your throne of your life. It's always between you and God. It's always between you and spirit. You create your own economy. You really, really do. So think of it this way, that the mission comes first and abundance comes as you say yes to that. So many people do it backwards. We wait for our twin flame to show up. We wait for the money to show up. Forget that, as Rami said. You say yes, And the wonderful thing is you don't have to know the how. The universe is working in our favor in a myriad of mysterious ways. Things show up out of the blue for you when you say yes. And I know a lot of you have had these miracles happen. It's like, how did I get that apartment? Or where did that money come from? Or that person showed up right at the right time. When you say yes, you're aligning yourself with the flow of energy of the universe, and then things come to you. It's not the other way around. So this is a really, really crucial piece. Okay, so I'm going to talk about twin flames some now, because this is a really, really crucial piece. So we just did a call on this yesterday, actually, about using your twin flame energy, using that third energy to create what you want. Most people, number one, don't understand how powerful that energy is. And so let's just call it divine energy. For twin flames, we can call it the third energy, and it's supercharged, but everybody has their own divine energy. So we're talking about this more broadly. Talking about twin flames right now, but for those of you who aren't twin flames, just translate this. So think of that third energy as a powerful force that is a gift to you. It's a huge gift. But what most people do, the third energy is designed to take you up. It's designed to purify you, alchemize you, but ultimately take you up into ascension and out into mission. That's its primary purpose, to help change the world with that energy. It's a tangible, palpable, powerful force. What most people do is they don't know how to use it. So a lot of twin flames take that energy and they either just kind of sit with it and let it drive them nuts, or they try to stuff it into a box. So think of, a lot of people they want their twin flames to be their soulmate. Twin flames are a type of soulmate, but they're so much more than that. So right now, just connect in. Those of you who are twin flames, connect in, light up that third energy. That's within you. Don't think of it as I have a twin flame, think I am a twin flame. Feel the power, you just took your power back. It's not out there, it's in here. I am a twin flame. So you can start to ask yourself, okay, how can I use this energy, whatever that character's up to over there or not? If they've blocked me on Facebook, if they said they don't want anything to do with me, they're going to focus on their marriage or whatever. Okay, I take this energy and I use it to go on mission anyway. Mission is the only cure we've ever found for twin flame separation that actually works. Most people talk about, letting go or whatever. For us, it's not about letting go of being a twin flame, but it's about letting go of trying to stuff that energy somewhere where it doesn't belong, because it doesn't work. If you try to stuff your twin flame into the soulmate box, you're using that energy to bring you down. Claim that energy and see where it wants to take you. Dance with the universe. Make the universe your beloved for now. While your twin flame is still getting ready, while they're still healing, know that there's all this stuff going on under the surface between you, within you. Your union is happening. It is progressing. Especially if you're doing your healing work and you're doing your clearing work and you go on mission, you are fueling union guaranteed. We don't know what that's going to look like, but you are fueling union, and you get to be happy in the meantime. And that is the greatest gift. That's huge, because that elevates your vibration and it opens doors for all kinds of things to come to you. What more do I want to say? I think that's all I want to say about that. Do you want to add more, Remy?
Yeah, I'll add a tiny little bit. Think of the closest connection to us in the universe is our twin flame. So if our twin's not available, then we go into whining and howling and grasping and so forth. And as the Buddha said, our grasping and our pushing away is what creates more suffering. So just be in acceptance of whatever the situation is. If you're in a strong relationship where there are glitches, as happens on occasion, as happens with Jill and I, or you haven't been connected for 10 years, or you haven't met your twin flame yet, or you don't know if you have one, our goal is to connect with the various energies that are on our plate, in our field, and use that to help catapult us closer to God, closer to the universe, and receive those energies, fill up with those energies more and more and more, and then you serve from there. So let's fill up a little bit now. So receive Kuan Yin. We worked with her at the beginning. Receive her a little bit. into every area of your field. Let's fill up. Very nurturing and healing. Fill up with Archangel Michael. Now think in terms of what high beings feel right for you, that fill you up. Right? So it could be Mother Mary, it could be Maitreya Buddha, the future Buddha of compassion, it could be Shiva from India, etc. Just fill up with the high beings that feel right for you. Do that now, at all levels. When I went to church as a kid, it was a Catholic church, and absolutely never ever talked about filling up with Christ energy. Not a single time. What they talked about is you're a major sinner, you're going to fry in hell unless you behave, give us a little money at the end of Mass and so forth. Didn't talk about filling up. You become those energies. Fill up more and more. Fill up now. And clear out the luggage from old religions, old spiritualities that don't fit for you, that block you from going bigger. Ideally, you fill up with both yin and yang, God and goddess energy, male and female side. Do a little bit of that. And then as you get filled up, your inner child gets filled up and healed, your inner goddess, of all aspects of you get filled up, then it feels safer to go out into the world rather than being all shriveled, oh my, I gotta go out there and do stuff. There's no gotta. This is not about gotta. It's you let go of I should do this and I should do that. It's about filling up, becoming one with the universe more and more fully, no matter what your situation and what you've gone through. You fill up from there, and then you ask for guidance. As Jill said, one of my favorite lines, I surrender to my Lord, guide me, oh my Lord. Whatever words feel right for you, and then you go from there.
Bring in Lady Nada too.
Go for it.
You're the Lady Nada.
Bring in Lady Nada as well.
Ramey's been working with her energy, and we've been sitting with her, and she's very, very powerful. She feels very expansive and very multidimensional.
So for those of you who are twin flames, imagine she's clearing the space. It's a number of levels. The energy inside of you that blocks you from going more fully on the twin flame connection, for your twin flame, and the space between you, and the space in relation to you moving forward. Be with those energies for a little bit. And if you're not a twin flame, just play with her energies and see what happens to you. Just receive more deeply. As you fill up with the high beings, feel it in your body, all over your body, and of course at the emotional level as well. Scan for areas that are not getting filled up. Fill those up. So some of you may have an illness, you may have chronic pain, or you have a broken heart because of things that happened in childhood, or what happened with your beloved, or you went out on mission before and you crashed. So crashing is part of purification. The universe organizes us for us to crash and land so we can go more and more into humility, and so we can clear the parts of us that are petty and small and grasping for ourselves. These things have to go. The small part of us has to go. So, and if we don't listen too good, the universe is gonna work at tearing it away from us. So whatever you resist, it's far more painful when the universe gets it away from us. So just surrender more and more fully, and go into your power more and more fully, and serve from there.
I want to say just one or two more little things that came to me while Ramey was talking. for example, this video, I just want to give you a little flavor of mission, because sometimes people think, oh, once I know what it is, it's all going to flow, and da 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 da. You need to be very powerful at every stage of the game. Powerful in terms of clarifying what your mission is, getting really clear, not being in delusion. Is that really my mission, to go start a fur shop, or is it something else that I'm here to do? Have the courage to really know. Then as you take the steps, at every step, there's going to be challenges and blockages and purifications you need to go through. Think of it as a spiral that goes up. That's union and mission. It goes up and up. At each level, there's going to be things you have to deal with. And sometimes it can be really easy to say, oh, I'm not supposed to do it. There's just too much in the way. That's not our perspective at all. For example, this video this morning, so we're sitting here in a new place that we just rented, and it's right by the water in Bellingham, Washington, and there happens to be a wonderful little train track right outside. So we're clearing the energies, we get in this yummy, juicy space, we sit down, we start to talk, and all of a sudden, this huge train whistle. So we're like, oh, so we have to turn it off and wait. And it's like the world's longest train. So this thing is chugging and chugging. We're sitting, do. We sit down again. Another train comes the other way, toot, So it's comical, but it's not. This happens to us all the time. When we want to do a webinar, various crazy things start happening, or we tune into the energy of people and we get really sleepy or irritated or whatever. All kinds of stuff will happen. It's okay. Do it anyway. There's one of my favorite sayings in the world is from Clarissa Pinkola Estes, and she says, the dogs bark and the caravan passes on. This is about power. Being on mission takes grace and power. That's simplification, but the grace is the healing, the divine energy filling up, as Rami said, and the power is the ability to say yes and keep going. One reason Rami and I have not been in major separation yet is because of that grit piece. We just keep saying yes, whatever gets thrown at us. And we have two of us willing to do the work, which makes a huge difference, obviously, but that's one of the main reasons why we keep going in union and in mission, because we say yes, and we call in the divine energies, and we clear what stands in the way over and over and over. So that's the gig. That's the gig for us. That's the gig for you.
Remember the line, God rewards those who persist, as the wise one said.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's the key. So wonderful to be here with you all today. And if you want to go deeper with this is going to be our focus for the next little while. We never know what direction Spirit's going to take us, but we do know for the next couple months we're going to be really focused on this, on mission, on getting you out of the waiting room, no matter what's happening with your twin flame. We're really passionate about this. Let's get going. Let's activate ourselves and do what we came here to do, because that's the way to joy, that's the way to happiness, that's the way to gift the world, that's the way to abundance. So let's do it. So we have a webinar that starts live on April 15th called Onward and Upward, Manifesting Your Next Level of Mission and Union. And you can take that as a twin flame or not, or we'll be covering all of the topics. And if you're watching this video later, that's already probably on our website ready as a download. We have, as you know, if that's not your cup of tea or you need to go in a different direction, if you're drawn to childhood healing, we just finished a series on that called From Darkness to Radiance, and we went very deep into healing childhood wounds. And we've got all kinds of brief, very inexpensive webinars on a variety of topics. So you assess yourself. If our work is a fit for you, we've got lots out there. We also have free stuff. Our videos are all free, obviously. And we've put out a series of free calls recently, and you can get that just by going on our website and getting on our mailing list, and they come to you automatically, our most two recent ones. And we'll put those on our website too. So we have a variety of levels of things to help you. God willing and the creek don't rise, we'll keep putting out more. As I said, we never know what direction we're going to be guided, but we know this next phase is getting you out of the waiting room, and we're really excited to do that with you. Also, I want to say one thing. Because of how we're built, I guess, when we connect with you, we're offering you also a template of this, so it just makes it easier. It's like that's why people go to study with teachers. if they've already mastered something that you want to master, you get a boost from that too. So we, you know, we're far, far, far from perfect, and we share our foibles and all that, but we do know a lot about mission. We do, just because of our experience, and we're going to offer that to you. So we're very excited to connect with you in whatever way feels right, and it's wonderful to be here with you today.
So we have high expertise on crashing.
Yeah.
We've done it lots of times, lots of different ways, and we persisted.
Yeah.
And then the universe rewarded us and said yes. And then lots and lots of really very high capacity advanced souls have been coming to us and working with us and so forth, and they're blossoming and going out into the world. So we've become transmitters to help transform other people. You have precisely the same capacity in your own way.
Yes.
So whether it's through painting, or whether it's teaching people yoga, or whether it's running a flower shop, or whatever it might be, think in terms of you're a transmitter, and the universe works through you and helps transform the world. That's part of your essence. That's the gig. That's how come we're here. So, twinflamehealers.com, Jill and Ramey.
Namaste.